Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs, formerly known as Crafty Mama, in case you forgot. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to sublimate two different items for you guys. I'm going to sublimate on a wine tumbler as well as a pair of flip-flops. So for the wine tumbler, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the video. The software that I'm using to print from is going to be Silhouette Studio. Now, I do have the business edition. However, when you are, like if you don't have an actual Silhouette machine or you don't want to invest in the business edition, you can print from the basic edition. You would just go to Silhouette. It's either silhouette.com or silhouettestudio.com, whatever the website is. You go to the Silhouette website, and you're going to download the basic edition. And when you download the basic edition, you do not have to have a cutting machine to print. So I know in Cricut Design Space, you can't print bigger than a certain number. I think the number has changed now, but I don't think you can print as big as Silhouette can. So just download the basic edition, which is free. And then when you open up, you're going to create your username, all of that stuff. You're going to come over here, and then machine, you're going to select none. Cutting mat, you're going to select none. Media size, you're going to put custom, and you're going to put in the size of your paper. And that is how you're going to be able to print from Silhouette Studio without actually having to have a machine, and use the software for free. So that's what I'm printing from today. I will be sublimating these two images. I already have them measured out. That's my heat press telling me it's ready. But this one is going to be 4x4, and then this is my logo, which is a 6x3. Okay, and then the second pair, or I'm sorry, the second item is going to be a pair of flip-flops. And I will be sublimating this image, which is my logo and my brand color. I'll be sublimating this onto the flip-flops. So this is going to be, I measured them out and I printed 11 by 1. Height was 4 by 6. And then to print it, I just flipped it this way. And then I don't have my setting set, so I want to go ahead and flip it horizontally. You're going to right click, duplicate, because you have two pair of flip-flops. You have one flip-flop for, a pair. So you have two flops. Okay, so you're going to need two of the same image. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of this stuff printed out, and I will meet you over at the convection oven so that we can get our wine tumblers going. Okay guys, so I'm back here and I do have my two images for my wine tumblers printed out here and already cut up. This is the wine tumbler that I have. I have two of them. Now I will link in the description box where I got these wine tumblers from. If you've seen my first tumbler video where I used the Hocus Pocus image, it's the same shop that I got those tumblers from. Rare Designs, Sublimation, Blanks, and More. After that video, they reached out to me and they sent me a bunch of different items for me to try out, the wine tumblers being one of them. I am going to show you guys the other items that they sent me, not in this video, in another video, but today we're going to be doing the wine tumblers. And I will link down in the description box the Etsy shop so you can go ahead and purchase if you would like to. And just like every other tumbler video, we're going to go ahead and lay the image flat. This is how I do it. I lay the image flat. I put the tumbler on top. And then I go ahead and wrap it around that way. And like I always say, the key to having a good outcome is you want to make sure you create a lot of pressure. So what I'm doing now is I'm taping down the first side. This is the logo. And I'm using the Cricut brand heat tape, which I will link in the description box. I know a lot of people use different brands. This is just the one that I have. You can get it from Michael's. You can get it from Amazon. Because this is in an all over color sublimation tumbler, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Now, I do have a little bit, actually, I'm gonna fix this because I don't like how that looks. Okay, in order to get it straight, I'm going to have to cut some slits like I did for the soda can tumbler. So the parts where it's lifting, you want to just cut the slits so that you can get it to lay flat. Because I want the logo to be straight, but see how that part right there is lifting? So I cut a slit right there, and then what I'm going to do is push it down. And add another piece of tape. And this is to make sure that we have enough pressure where the B is sitting so that it, you know, the color transfers the way it should. And then same with the rest of it. I cut the slits all around the top. And now I'm just taping around it to make sure it has a good pressure so that the logo transfers. Okay, now same with the bottom part. There's a small gap right here, and we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to cut a slit. You're going to push it down, and then you're going to tape it. Anywhere you have like a taper, the key is to cut that slit. The slit is really going to help you in making sure you get a good amount of pressure. Okay, now it is lifting right here, but there's no color right here, so I'm not going to worry about it. So see how it's not all the way down, but there's no, the black doesn't go all the way down here, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so I have it all taped up. And then to create an extra amount of pressure to make sure everything transfers, I'm going to go ahead and use my silicone mug wrap that I got from Amazon, and I'm going to wrap it around because I just want to create another layer of pressure. I just want to make sure that this cup has a good amount of pressure so that the color transfers. Okay, now I have it on here. The logo is in the middle across right here, so that should be good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one, and this one is even smaller, so it's going to be even easier to tape. And I actually probably could have made this image bigger, but that's okay. It's for me. I'm not selling it. Just making sure it's lined up. Okay, and then this bottom part is lifted, so I'm just going to cut the slits so I can push that down. Push it down where the slit is and tape it. Push it down where the slit is and tape it. And then lastly, push it down on the corner and tape it. Okay, so I have that taped. And then same thing, I have another silicone wrap. This came in a 3-pack. So it came in you get 3 silicone wraps, and I will link this down below as well. Go ahead and put that on there. Make sure we have a good amount of pressure. The image is right here in the middle, so it's nice and tight. Okay, this is my convection oven, which is a Black & Decker. I will link this down below as well. Let me turn off my ring light so you can see it. This is the Black & Decker that I have. The timer, I keep it on stay on, and I use the clock that's the timer that's on my cell phone. And then it is set to 400 degrees. I'm sorry, set to 350 degrees, because when you leave the doors closed, it does get super hot. So it actually, if you were to use a thermometer, it actually reads higher than 400. So that's why I put it between 350 and 400, because I do open the door every 2 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I'll show you how I put it in there. I'm gonna get my glove. Now these tumblers are tall enough, I'm sorry, short enough to be able to stand up. So what I do is I just put them right in the middle. And I don't even have to turn these. Now, when I use a tall skinny tumbler, I do have to lay it down because this is so short. And then I turn it, but with these, I don't have to do that because they can stand up. So I'm gonna leave these in here for about 6 minutes. I'm gonna let them do their thing, and we are gonna go over to my heat press to do the flip-flops. Okay guys, so I'm back and I'm at my heat press with my flip-flops while we are letting our wine tumblers do their thing. These are the flip-flops, and you add the little toe parts, the foot parts, you add them after you sublimate, okay? So we're gonna add that afterwards. Now I did not get these from the same shop. I got these from a different Etsy shop. And I'm just looking at this is the directions that they sent me. I'm looking to see the time and temperature. It says 380 for 45 seconds. Okay, now my heat press is already set to 400 degrees. So what I'll do is I'll just leave it in there for about 40 seconds. Okay, so we'll do 400 degrees for 40 seconds. Now what you want to do, my butcher paper fell on the ground. The first thing you want to do, you want to get some butcher paper. And I get mine from Amazon. I have a butcher paper cutter I also get from Amazon. I can link all of that information down for you. But you want to get a piece of butcher paper, and you want to go ahead and place it down first. Then you're going to take your flip-flops and you're going to place them on there. And here's our image already cut out. I want the design to face inward like that. Okay, so we're going to place our image. Now the ink that I'm using, this is the ink from the previous video. So this is the Hypo ink. The previous video that I did, I showed you guys how to convert and refill your ink cartridges, and I use the Hypo ink. I normally use Ink X Pro ink, but Hypo reached out to me and they wanted me to go ahead and try and review their ink. So that is the ink that I'm using today, and I will link that down below. It's linked in my last video, but I'll link it down below. It's cheaper than the Ink X Pro ink, so let's see how it does. Okay, so I have my papers here. I'm not going to tape it just because it is pretty it's just one piece of paper. Now what I do need to do is adjust my pressure, so that's what I'm going to do now. I have to loosen this way up. And you want to make sure you do this before you put your image on there so you don't create any ghosting. Because these flip-flops are thick, we are going to have to loosen it quite a bit. Nope, have to keep going. Okay. So I think that's a good amount of pressure. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put my design. I want them to face inward. Or do I want to face it? Now I don't know which way I want the design to face. Maybe I'll do them both like this. Okay, you're going to put your image on there. You're going to get another piece of butcher paper. Like I said, I'm not going to tape it because it is just one piece of paper. I think it should be fine. And then we're going to go ahead and I think I want to do 35 seconds. So I'm going to do 400 degrees for, no, I'll do 30 seconds because I don't want to burn the flip-flops. So I'm only going to do 30 seconds because the directions say to do 385 for 45 seconds. My heat press is already on 400. So I'm going to do 400 for 30 seconds. And let's see how it turns out. So I will be back in about 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm back here. And it has actually been about 35 seconds. So I did do the 35 seconds. But we are going to see how it turned out. Oh, wow. I did get a little bit of ghosting on this flip-flop, but that's okay. Once again, they're mine. Let me get my gloves so I can show you guys. Now, the ghosting, I probably got the ghosting because I didn't tape it down, but they are my flip-flops, so I really don't care. Nobody's going to see the design when they're on my feet anyway. But if you are going to get these and you're going to sell them, just tape them down because you might get just a tiny bit of ghosting. But here is the flops, and they turned out really, really good. So this ink is actually really, really vibrant. Let me get the mouse pad that I did so I can show you for comparison. Here's the Ink X Pro ink on a mouse pad. And here is the Hypo ink on a flip-flop. And that looks pretty darn close. What do you guys think? I think that looks really good. So I am so far impressed with how these look as far as the color. And then here's the little things that you put inside of it. I'm actually not sure how the heck you put these on. You just push it through. Well, these are the things that go on the flip-flop, but I'm not sure. Maybe I have to read the directions again, how these are supposed to go through. I wonder if you just push them through. But they're not going. Well, like I said, I'll link down below where I got these from. So if you want to try out the flip-flops, you can. And I need to figure out how the heck to get these on there. Okay? That's how they would look with it on there. Super, super cute. Gonna go let's pull out our wine tumblers. I think it's been about 6 minutes, I'm not sure. Okay. I can't sing for nothing, but I do be trying. Get my gloves on. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull these out. Now, like I always say, the way to tell if something turned out right on your tumbler is if you can see the ink coming through your image. I'm sorry, your paper, which I kind of can here. Let me check this one. It might not have been in there long enough. I forgot to set my timer. This one looks pretty bright, so I think this one is done. This one, I'm not liking how that looks. Let me peel just a little bit off and see where we're at. It looks kind of good. Let me see. Now I'm scared. Okay, so this looks good. I'll go ahead and take it off. I'm burning my hand. Let me go ahead and take this tape off. These ones will scratch on you if you're using like a little picker to pull the tape up. Just be careful. It will scratch. Okay, so these look really good actually. Let me get my other glove on because these cups are hot. Here's the first one. I probably could have made my logo a little bit smaller, but that's just some extra tape right there I have to peel off. But that's, you see how dark it is? It still came out really, really dark. And then here is the other one. Color came out really, really good. So, I am thoroughly impressed with this ink. If you're not sure what ink I'm talking about, let me grab the box. I do have the previous video that I did was me converting or showing you guys how to convert or refill your ink cartridges for your Epson 7720 and 7710. This is the ink that I used for the flip-flops today and these wine tumblers. Hypo reached out to me and they wanted me to do a honest review of this ink. So yesterday, the previous video, you guys saw me use the ink to refill my cartridges in my Epson 7720, and then today I went ahead and did sublimated two items, did the side-by-side comparison to show you guys if it's good. And like I said, I'm impressed. The colors are vibrant. This is only $25, and I showed you everything that you get in the box in the previous video. So if you're on a budget, I can't remember exactly how much the Ink X Pro or the Cosmo ink is, but I do believe it's more expensive than this one. And this is available on Amazon. They are with Prime, so you get it within 2 to 3 days. But that is all I have for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.